Hey guys, for today's video, I'll be discussing to you three topics, namely transaction processing system, executive information system, and enterprise resource planning. The first topic, which is the transaction processing system. A transaction processing system is a type of information system that collects, stores, modifies, and retrieves the data transactions of an enterprise. For example, airline reservation systems, electronic transfer of funds, bank account processing systems designed to process the routine business transactions, 6 times and cost efficiency by automating repetitive operations in large volumes. What is a transaction? A transaction is a business activity between seller and a buy to exchange an asset for payment. Basic business operations such as customer orders, purchase orders, receipts, time cards, invoices, and payroll checked in an organization. We have types of transaction. We have the internal transactions. Those transactions which are internal to the company and are related with the internal working of any organization. For example, recruitment policy, promotion policy, production policy, and many other more. For the external transactions, those transactions which are external to the organization and are related with the external sources are regarded as external transactions. For example, sales and purchase. In order to qualify as a TPS, transactions made by the system must pass the acid test. The acid test refers to the following four prerequisites. Number one, atomicity. Atomicity means that a transaction is either completed in a full or not at all. For example, if funds are transferred from one account to another, this only counts as a bona fide transaction if both the withdrawal and deposit takes place. If one account is debited and the other is not credited, it does not qualify as a transaction. TPS systems ensure that transaction takes place in their entirety. Number two, consistency. TPS systems exist within a set of operation rules or integrity constraints. If an integrity constraint states that all transactions in a database must have a positive value, any transaction with a negative value would be refused. Number three, isolation transactions must appear to take place in isolation. For example, when a fund transfer is made between two accounts, the debiting of one and the crediting of another must appear to take place simultaneously. The funds cannot be credited to an account before they are debited from one another. Durability. Once transactions are completed, they cannot be undone to ensure that this is the case even if the TPS suffers failure. A log will be created to document all completed transactions. These four conditions ensure that TPS systems carry out their transactions in a methodical, standardized, and reliable manner. So let's move to the features of transaction processing system, which are namely rapid response, continuous availability, data integrity, ease of use. Number one is rapid response. It is a fast performance with a rapid response time is critical. Transaction processing systems are usually measured by the number of transactions they can process in a given period of time. Continuous availability. The system must be available during the time period when the users are entering transactions. Many organizations rely heavily on their TPS. A breakdown will disrupt operations or even stop the business. Data integrity. The system must be able to handle hardware or software problems without corrupting data. Multiple users must be protected from attempting to change the same piece of data at the same time. For example, two operators cannot sell the same set of an airplane. Number 4, ease of use. Often users of transaction processing systems are casual users. The system should be simple for them to understand. Protect them from data entry errors as much as possible and allow them to easily correct their errors. So those features must have in a transaction processing system to manage the data entry and to secure their data when it comes to transactioning. So for the next topic, we have the components of a transaction system. The user of the information system is the person belonging to the organization that owns the transaction system. Participants are the people who conduct the information processing. People from the environment become participants of the system as they directly enter transactions and perform validation. So a transaction processing system has already been using by those companies that they want their customers or they want their clients to have an ease when it comes to buying or purchasing their resources. No matter where they are, no matter what place they are, they could just use their smartphone. They could use they could just use their smartphones to pay the bills or to pay something, whether whenever they are. So our next topic is the executive information system. An executive information system is a type of management information system intended to facilitate and support the information and decision making needs of senior executives by providing easy access to both internal and external information relevant to meeting the strategic goals of the organization. The role of ESS, which is employee self-service in the organization. As technology advances, ESS are able to link data from various sources, both internal and external, to provide the amount and kind of information executives find useful. Rational, they are commonly integrated with operational systems, giving managers the facility to drill down to find out further information on a problem. It usually allows summary over the entire organization and also allows drilling down to specific levels of detail. So there are types of executive information system corporate management. One is responsible for business and fiscal planning, budgetary control, as well as for ensuring the corporate information technology needs are met in a coordinated and cost-effective manner. For example, management functions, human resources, financial data, correspondence, performance measures, and many more. Whatever is interesting to the executives. So basically, responsible for business and fiscal planning when you already know the meaning of human resource, since every establishment has a human resource which they manage most of the employees who are applying and so on and so forth. Next is technical information dissemination. for the purpose of disseminating the latest information on relevant technology, products, processes, and markets. For example, energy, environment, aerospace, weather, and many other more. Next is the Executive Information System component. The components of an EIS can typically be classified as hardware. When talking about hardware of an EIS environment, we should focus on the hardware that meet executive needs. Input data entry devices. So these devices allows the executive to enter, verify, and update data immediately. The central processing unit or CPU, which is the kernel because it controls the other computer system component. We have the data storage files. The executive can use this part to save useful business information, and this part also help the executive to search historical business information easily. Software. Choosing the appropriate software is vital to begin an effective EIS. Therefore, the software components and how they integrate the data into one system are very important. Next is the model base. The executive information system models contain routine and special statistical, financial, and other quantitative analysis interface. An EIS needs to be efficient to retrieve relevant data for decision makers, so the interface is very important. Next subtopic is advantages and disadvantages of executive information system. So the advantages of executive information system is that executive use that information along with the experience, knowledge, education, and understanding of the corporation and the business environment as a whole to make their decisions. So executives are most inclined to what summarize data rather than detailed data, even though the details must be available. So an ESS rely on graphic presentation of information because it's much quicker way for busy executives to grasp summarized information. Next is it provides timely delivery of company's summary information. It provides better understanding of information. It filters data for management. It provides system for environment in information tracking. It offers efficiency to decision makers. So that is the advantages of executive information system. While the disadvantages is the functions are limited, cannot perform a complex calculations, hard to quantify benefits and to justify implementation of an IES. From the world itself, executive information system is where basically the higher ups or the executive of each company has been informed or well informed to what is going on in their business. Subtopics for that, you have already get the thought that the executive is the one who makes all the deals. So basically they're the ones who approves everything to know what is going on with the business. And as well they will immediately, if there are some problems or there are some new things to fill up, then they will immediately see that and make a solution out of it. So the next topic is enterprise resource planning. So an enterprise resource planning is a software also offers some degree of synchronized reporting and automation. Instead of forcing employees to maintain separate databases and spreadsheets that have to be manually merged to generate reports, some ERP solutions allow staff to full reports from one system. For instance, with sales orders automatically flowing into the financial system without any manual rekeying, the order management department can process orders more quickly and accurately, and the finance department can close the books faster. Other common ERP features include a portal or dashboard to enable employees to quickly understand the business performance. Subtopics. Common myths about ERP. ERP is too expensive. ERP is only for big businesses. ERP slow downs the organization. ERP only benefits executives and management or the decision makers. ERP solutions are only used to impress customers. One ERP solution fits all. ERP, SC, ERP, SCM, CRM, and MRP are all the same. ERP takes too long to implement. Customization is difficult. ERP is an IT system and belongs in the IT department. Implementation cannot be handled internally. Organization can succeed without ERP. You get immediate results. ERP is all about optimizing internal processes. On premises, ERP solutions are outdated. The next subtopic is the business value of ERP. Number one, it gives a global real-time view of data that can enable companies to address concerns proactively and drive improvements. Number two, it automates core business operations such as lead to cash, order to fulfillment, and procure to pay processes. Number three, enhances customer service by providing one source for billing and relationship tracking. Number four, no matter what type of business you're in, implementing an ERP solution is a critical project that must be taken seriously. Number five, from concerns about cost and demonstrating ROI to practical considerations about who will manage the process at your company. ERP implementation efforts to require commitment by a project team and support by business leaders to ensure success. With proper planning and execution, implementing an ERP system should be a smooth process and quickly improve efficiency across your business. Benefits of ERP system. Scalability. An ERP system is easily scalable. That means adding new functional to the system as the business needs change is easy. This could mean easy management of new processes, departments, and more. Improve reporting. Much of the inefficiency in operation work stems from improper reporting with an ERP system. This possibility is eliminated as reporting follows an automated template system, allowing various departments to access information seamlessly. Data quality. As compared with a manual recording keeping or other traditional approaches, an ERP system improves data quality by improving the underlying processes. As a result, better business decision can be reached. Lower cost of operations. An ERP system introduces fundamental innovations in managing resources which elements delays and thus reduces cost of operations. For instance, use of mobility allow real-time collection of data which is indispensable to lowering costs. Improve data access. Controlling data access properly is always a challenge in organization. With an ERP system, this challenge is overcome with the use of advanced user management and access control. Better supply chain. Having the right ERP system in place means improved procurement, inventory, demand forecasting, and many more, essentially improving the entire supply chain and making it more expensive. Regularity compliance. Having the system in control means organizations can better comply with regulation. Further, the most important and recurring regulatory requirement can be built right into the system. Reduce complexity. Perhaps the most elegant argument in the favor of ERP system is that they reduce the complexity of a business and introduce a neatly designed system of workflows. This makes the entire human resource chain more efficient. Since we have the benefits, these are the disadvantages of the ERP system. The participation of users is very important for successful implementation of ERP projects. Hence, exhaustive user training and simple user interface might be critical, but ERP systems are generally difficult to learn and use. Migration of existing data to the new ERP system is difficult to achieve. Integrating ERP systems with other standalone software systems is equally difficult. ERP implementations are difficult to achieve in decentralized organizations with disparate business processes and systems. Once an ERP system is implemented, it becomes a single vendor lock-in for further upgrades, customizations, etc. Despite the disadvantages outlined above, it is unlikely that organizations will go back to traditional and more archaic methods of corporate management. Disadvantages are likely to be dealt with through technical, organizational, and individual changes. Next subtopic is risks of ERP. So these risks will help you see further or maybe elaborate more on the discussion of the disadvantages that I have just mentioned to you a while ago. So here are the risks of ERP. Number of integration points. Project that attempts to integrate everything at once, sometimes called the Big Bang approach, are prone to adverse results due to the extreme complexity and large number of interdependencies. Scale down the scope of your first few projects and focus on quick, easy wins while your team increases its capabilities. Changing requirements when the use has been poorly thought through. Requirements can change frequently and create chaos in an ERP integration project. Make sure you spend enough time in the requirements gathering and process planning phases to gather the best possible set of requirements for your project. Inadequate change management procedures. Some organizations lack the formal methodology to handle change orders. In addition, changes to ERP and other systems being integrated may not be locked down during the integration project. The result can be chaotic from a requirements, implementation, and testing perspective. New business processes introducing change to an organization always carries with it the risk of institutional or market resistance. Make sure the processes have been vetted by stakeholders and customers and they are introduced properly so as to gain maximum adoption and adherence. Inadequate testing plans. These plans should introduce testing early and often. These test scripts and automated testing may be help to ensure accelerated and more complete discovery of problems early in the ERP integration project. So, an enterprise resource planning is a system that integrates business functions by managing and organizing organizational data and information. So, an ERP is most reliable system when it comes to the reliability, the uniformity, the transparency, and visibility across the organization. It helps to provide easy in maintaining the business data and ensure the access to the integrated valuable business information to all the members of the organizations. That's it for the three topics, and I hope that you have learned something or you have taken some knowledge about it. Disclaimer, this is only for educational purposes. The contents are being searched in Google, and I have taken it to some websites for the meanings, for the contents, and also credits to SlideShare for giving me some inputs and data on the discussion that I have made, and hopefully that I have given the justice in explaining and giving to you the details and data of those contents of those three topics that I have mentioned. And that's it for this video. Bye!